mom was a Sunlight sister, but passed away when she was an infant, but Celine raised her and built Huntrix around her.
One of the best things about great storytelling is that it gives us so many multi-layered characters who deserve their own feature-length film. K-pop Demon Hunters executed this perfectly with a cast of leading and supporting characters that made their world come to life. However, I'm going to limit our scope and focus on a singular character and the many questions she has yet to answer: Celine. The adoptive mother of Rumi, she's the mastermind behind Huntrix, but before becoming the producer of one of the greatest K-pop groups in history, she made her legacy as a Sunlight sister and hunter, who risked it all to protect the world from Gwi-Ma. The Sunlight sisters inevitably retired, presumably after the death of Rumi's mother, but that can't be the end of the story. In today's video, I'll consider which mysteries the sequel might uncover about Celine and her fallen sisters.
That will keep demons and Gwi-Ma from our world forever. The Golden Honmun.
Number 1. One sister betrayed the others. Every group of hunters chosen to protect the Hunmoon consists of 3 members. It's an age-old tradition that hunters have followed since the beginning of their organization. These 3 hunters learn to live and fight seamlessly, becoming family and friends. With a bond so powerful, it's no surprise that Celine's trio named themselves the Sunlight Sisters, which represented how much they cared for one another. Celine was pretty clear about how much she cared about Rumi's mother, as she promised to care for Rumi despite her demonic blood. So if the Sunlight Sisters had a bond as strong as Huntrix, what happened to break them apart? One sister might have betrayed the others, forcing the group to split up. We only learned about Celine and Rumi's mother in the first film, making the last Sunlight sister a total mystery. Her absence from the first film might point to a larger conspiracy and foreshadow her being a villain in a future project. Might she be the one responsible for the death of Rumi's parents?
All the demons will be gone from this world, and so will your patterns.
Number 2. Celine's difficult decision. If the last Sunlight sister isn't the one responsible for the death of Rumi's parents, then who is? An artist who worked on the first film recently shared concept art for a deleted scene. The scene occurs directly after the Idol Awards when Rumi confronts Celine. Instead of it playing out like a daughter asking for her mother's love and approval, Rumi wants to know why Celine killed her biological mother. That's a huge difference, right? There's a few reasons why they might have decided to cut this from the final film, but I think a subplot about Celine wouldn't have fit into the time constraints. Celine killing Rumi's biological parents is a revelation that would take away from the Gwi-Ma plot. Sure, he's a demon trying to take over Earth, but Celine's betrayal is much more personal and would have stolen the viewer's attention. Instead, they might reserve this storyline for a sequel, now that we're familiar with Rumi, Celine, and their relationship. If Celine did kill Rumi's parents, it couldn't have been an easy decision, and must have caused the immense guilt she shows when interacting with Rumi in the film.
So I did my best to accept you and help you. Accept me?
Number 3. The sisters knew Rumi's father. Speaking of Rumi's parents, the first film purposely avoids talking about them. We learn that they died when she was very young, but the circumstances surrounding their relationship and their deaths remain a mystery. It's possible that Rumi's mother fell for a demon who only wanted to use her, but I suspect we'll find ourselves with another Genu when the truth comes out. If Rumi's father became trapped by Gwi-Ma after making a desperate deal with him, he might have wanted a way out. He's someone that the Sunlight sisters could have redeemed. In this scenario, I'm going to assume that Rumi's mother is the one who befriended her father first, before introducing him to the other hunters. Naturally, Celine wouldn't trust anything he had to say, creating tension in the group. As Rumi's parents fell in love, a rift may have grown between the Sunlight sisters, leading to infighting. Alternatively, all 3 hunters may have befriended Rumi's father over time, only for his connection to Gwi-Ma to prove too strong.
Celine, do hunters kill all demons?
Yes.
So everything that has patterns?
Number 4. Hidden in plain sight. Things aren't looking good for the Sunlight sisters. All things considered, the group tore itself apart from the inside. Rumi's mother died, and Celine went on to create Huntrix in her image, but that leaves one sister unaccounted for. There is no mention of the last Sunlight sister throughout the film, and the only time we see her is during flashback sequences. So what happened to her? Is she dead like Rumi's mother? The writers would have made a point to include that in the film. Zoey's a massive fan of the Sunlight sisters, so that she could have mentioned it. Otherwise, one of Huntrix's main fans might have said something in passing during the opening interviews. With all that said, I assume the last Sunlight sister is still alive. I doubt she's still making music, and she's not in contact with Huntrix. If she were, wouldn't she contact them about the fragile Hunmoon and the spike in missing people cases? Whatever happened between the Sunlight sisters sent her into hiding, where Celine can't find her. In the sequel, Huntrix might track her down to learn more about Rumi's parents and Celine's potential betrayal. Once this mysterious sister is brought out of the woodwork, she has the potential to become an ally or an enemy.
The rapper and lyricist.
She grew up in America, somewhere called Burbank, USA.
Number 5. Foreshadowing the future. K-pop Demon Hunters has some impressive storytelling, and everything that happens in the first film feels deliberate. The creative team took painstaking effort to deliver a story that was breathtaking to watch and a complete narrative experience. If they anticipated getting a sequel in the future, they would have left breadcrumbs that hinted at the plot or left room for the next big problem for Huntrix. I've talked a lot about the Sunlight Sisters, and obviously I expect them to become a primary focus of the sequel, but that's not a conflict for Huntrix. Instead, the Sunlight Sisters might foreshadow a dark future for Huntrix that they are dangerously close to facing. Now that Rumi's secret is out there and their ideology about demons has changed, tension and infighting could start within the group. Little things will grow into big things until the group can't hold themselves together. The fate of the Sunlight Sisters might warn them of what could happen if they abandon one another, and show them exactly why they need to overcome their differences and stay together.
It doesn't matter right now. Everything is at stake, and we just need to get through this.
Number 6. Zoey's mom. The last thought about the Sunlight Sisters is more of a theory, but it has gained traction online. With so much mystery surrounding the last Sunlight Sister, some fans have started to suspect that she's Zoey's mother. The evidence lines up with the timeline, and it does make sense. For starters, the last Sunlight Sister is unaccounted for, which could be because she moved to the United States and settled down. There, she could have met Zoey's father and tried to have a normal life with their only child. I don't know about you, but if I were a hunter, I don't think I could enjoy retirement without being a little paranoid. How could you live a quiet life after fighting demons for decades? Not to mention, after the Sunlight Sisters breakup, there's a significant gap between them and Huntrix's debut. When Zoey talks about her past in Golden, we see her holding a flyer for the Sunlight Sisters. It's possible she grew up idolizing the group because of her mother's participation. Zoey then goes on to say that she tried to play both sides, insinuating that her parents went through a divorce and she had to choose who to live with. If she went to Korea with her mother, it explains how she met Celine and began training as a hunter. Not to mention, her mother might have taught her how to fight as she grew up, so she could protect herself from demons. The film never mentions how Celine finds Mira and Zoey, only that she chose them to become the other members of Huntrix. Mira's backstory makes it seem like she comes from a normal family. But if Zoey is the daughter of another hunter, she already had a connection to Celine and Rumi.
Voice is strong. Your faults and fears must never be seen.
Whoa.
Do you see what I mean about untapped story potential? The restraint it must have taken to keep Celine's story out of the first film must have been out of this world. In the sequel, I'm sure she and her past decisions will have a greater role to play, especially now that Rumi has unlocked her demon powers. There is little room to doubt Celine's love for Rumi, or the guilt she feels for her former Sunlight sister. But the events leading up to her death and the end of their music careers might force Huntrix to question everything they know about hunting. What secrets do you think the Sunlight Sisters might be hiding? And are they still able to see demons after they leave the group? We'd love to hear your theories in the comment section below.
Yes, until we can fix everything. And we still can. We can cover those up and put everything right again.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
And when the Honmun is sealed, we will be free of these demons, free of these fears forever.